going to be a privilege to hear tonight. He has been involved in virtually every step of setting the national standards, and he doesn't have a single credential for it. He's never taught in an elementary school, I think. I actually don't know. He's never edited a scholarly journal, but I think he has written scholarly papers, and a variety of other things that everybody here has done some of. He hasn't done. You told me you didn't want to do a standard. So he hasn't done the standard things, and now he's going to tell you what he has done, or what he probably will say he has not done, others have done, but which he has helped others to want to do and to actually do. And we're all going to be living with the fruits of that for the next 5 years. So listen carefully.
You know, you'd think someone with Lauren's experience would understand you never tell the truth when you're introducing someone.
Talked about qualifications. I actually think it's really important to try to base what I'm about to say to you on evidence I share with you rather than on the sands of my qualifications. So if I ask you or talk to you about doing something, it should be evident that it makes sense to you to do, because I have no other authority. Is that these standards are worthy of nothing if the assessments built on them are not worthy of teaching to. Period. This is quite a demanding charge, I might add to you, because it has within it the kind of statement, oh, the standards were just fine, but the real work begins now in defining the assessment, which, if you were involved in the standards, is a slightly exhausting statement to make. But let's be rather clear. We're at the start of something here, and its promise, our top priority as an organization, I'll tell you a little bit more about our organization, is to do our darndest to ensure that the assessment is worthy of your time, is worthy of imitation. It was Lauren who propounded the great rule that I think is a statement of reality, though not a pretty one, which is teachers will teach towards the test. There is no force strong enough on this earth to prevent that. There's no amount of hand-waving. There's no amount of saying they teach to the standards, not the test. We don't do that here, whatever. So with that in mind, I'm about to jump in, but I'm just going to say one word about my own organization, which is Student Achievement Partners. Student Achievement Partners, all you need to know about us are a couple of things. One is we're composed of that collection of unqualified people who were involved in developing the common standards. And our only qualification was our attention to and command of the evidence behind them. Students. For that, we're partnering with another side of the campaign, of the Obama campaign, that is, with Jeremy on mobilizing, the field mobilization, right? So there's data and there's field mobilization. But we're also talking about communications. We're talking about advocacy and policy. I want to introduce a topic, but as I introduce it, I want to talk about another man who used data to change the world, someone who I admire quite a bit. Because, again, as you think about your power and your force in this world, let's remember who really won the election. Is the person who led the Obama campaign's use of data to galvanize a generation of low-income people to vote like they had never had before. The simple precision and excellence of the use of information to achieve a result is something in my mind that deserves astonishment. It means, again, that there is no force greater. Think about it. Think about it. Hundreds of millions of dollars spent on this campaign. And what made the difference, right? But this incredible precision and insight gained from data, not only knowing where people are, but testing various interventions, seeing what works, keeping focused on delivering them. And that, of course, is Dan Wagner. And they might wonder whether we had a legion of talented lobbyists or friends in the right places. Tom, who knows me well, knows how pathetic the beginnings of the Common Core Standard movement were. Think of
a napkin. Think of a few people in a room with an idea. Also talking about communications. We're talking about advocacy and policy. We met the other day on their invitation with the White House because they saw that we were beginning to take the lead on this issue, and they saw an opportunity for this country to get something done. That means we shall not rest until these inequities go away. We're partnering with Dan Wagner's team from the campaign on the data side we actually have the largest set of data, perhaps, on some counts. We are going to transform our data systems so they are designed not just to hold data, but to transform data into a force that propels kids forward. We're going to transform them such that they're not just what happened, but design what's the opportunity gap that we can see coming. What patterns can we see in our data so we can intervene earlier? The forces, for example, in Latino families holding their kids back. And I know it's controversial to describe parenting sometimes as not a force that propels kids forward, but actually holds them back. So we are going to work very hard over the next 5 to 10 years. And with that, I shall end. Thank you so much for your attention.